Oh, let's go, guys. It is time. Sorry, let's actually go back. We actually missed a few seconds. Oh shit, I just realized I thought I was going into a 4v4, guys. I was not. This is a one. This is a, well, it is a 4 versus 4, but they're both controlling one side on Overgrowth. This is an Archon mode match. A bunch of people, many from the clan, if not all. I'm not sure who's on each team, but we're just gonna go. It looks like up here is Zemek Alk, John Bomb, No Pret, and someone else. And down here is, I think, Dr. Ryan, Alpaca. Wait, maybe Darden's up top as well, and Mr. Oblivious is down here. All right, we go. I'll read their names out at the end. Anyways, this is sick. This is game 4 of this week's Old School ICYFAR. The players have decided to play an Archon mode, Zerg vs Terran on Overgrowth. Absolute legends. And up here in the top right-hand side, in the teal, it is Taste the Bacon. Down here in the bottom left-hand side, it is Doctor +3. I think it's Dr. Ryan, right? Yeah, it is. I just like calling them Doc. So Doctor. So it's Doctor versus the Pig Pan. So Pig Pan up here, aka Taste the Bacon, versus the Doctor. So we'll see if the Doctor is here. Terran versus Zerg on Overgrowth. This brings back memories. This map was played for like 4 years in Heart of the Swarm. It has been played so many times. Now, one of the reasons players like this map so much is you could get your hatchery down so fast because these mineral patches, and it looks like they've changed the mineral patches slightly. Basically, the mineral patches, or maybe not, these mineral patches were so close that you would mine marginally faster than other maps. So your builds would always feel super tight on this map because your buildings, you just have money for them like 2 seconds fast. You'd be like, oh, my barracks is like 2 seconds faster than my hatchery is down 2 seconds earlier than normal. So it always felt really fucking nice compared to the other maps in the map. I remember because the builds, there wasn't as much diversity. There was a lot more fine tuning every little second with your build orders back in Heart of the Swarm. So you'd notice, you'd be like, oh, my hatchery's down 2 seconds faster. Am I good? And then you'd realize it was just, no, everybody was faster on this map because your mineral patches were slightly closer. We've had so many games. I mean, I was still playing on this at the end of my pro career, but I was playing on it years earlier than that as well. This was a map which never really went away for good. Or actually, it went away and then it came back, I think, once or twice. But a very cool map. So we'll see exactly what happens with this ZVT. Old school. I'm hoping we see Mutiling Bane versus Bio, guys. Just back and forth. Mutiling Bane versus Biomine. Obviously, it's Archon mode. For anyone who doesn't actually know what Archon mode is, there's plenty of new people who watch this channel or players who don't really play. What the fuck is Archon mode? I don't cast a lot of Archon mode. I never play it because the way I control things, I always accidentally take things off my friends' control groups because I use the control group stealing mechanic all the time. Actually, the last time I played Archon mode, I think, was the Twitch Rivals, where me and In Control, we destroyed everybody in Archon mode, where I gave him really harass-oriented units, and we fucked shit up and won a lot of money, because we won every Archon mode match, playing. Yeah, we chose our race specifically to be the most abusive and did like mass lib harass and stuff like this and all sorts of dirty builds. So anyways, basically you get 4 players controlling one side. Now people say, oh cool, surely that means you can play 10 times better. Only if you're organized. Just as often, players end up not organizing who's in charge of what, and they mess up and they take control of each other's things. And units get indecisive. So there's a lot of communication. I would hope that both sides are on voice chat right now. And talking to each other. And that they have a clear, these units are yours, these units are yours. Normally you just have one macro player. But if you've got 4 or more people controlling a team, you can even do stuff like, oh, one person's job is just to build depots. Just so the macro guy, his job is even easier. He doesn't have to micro anything. And then you've got the guy who's like, oh, I just get one Banshee and I just never lose this Banshee. And I just keep harassing and being annoying. You get one guy who just gets a double drop. And usually you get the macro players like just kind of sending units to a rally point and then the other players are kind of grabbing them from there. And it ends up being mega harass oriented because you've got Like, a player can just stare at these Hellions or just stare at this Queens and creep spread the entire game. And it really leads to just some crazy multitasking, and the ability to just non-stop control engagements is actually crazy. So Archon mode's always very, very fun. And so far, it does look very hard at the Swarmish. But, uh-oh, transfuse! Oh my, you put down a creep tumor instead of a transfuse? What the hell? I guess creep is pretty important, but yeah. So, big problem for the Zerg side is there's no overlords out front, which is a big mistake. Doesn't know where the Hellions are coming from until the last second. And because of that, the Hellions are able to threaten a lot more aggressively than they should be able to. So, 4 Zerg players and an absolute lack of fundamentals. Shout out to my clan. Pig Pan, guys. Good to see. The most basic thing in Zerg vs. Terran that you couldn't do when there's 4 of you playing. Well done. You fuckers. You're meant to make me proud! You're meant to make me proud! Why can't you see the map? What's wrong? Fuck you guys! Oh, I'm getting some feels as well. No, yeah, obviously, lots of good memories with Jeff, guys. Lots of good memories. We'll move on from there. Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh. Okay, links around. Come on. Can they get it? Can they get it? That's a lot of creep. Oh, good surround. The Hellions actually move into the surround. A great engagement there. Where's that goddamn Overseer, though, is the problem. Now, luckily, most of the Queens survived. Most of the Hellions are gone. These 2 Hellions, what the hell are they doing? They're still trying to kill that Queen, but that Overseer is about to finish. Those Banshees go way too deep, and they do end up in trouble. Oh my god, these Hellions are still picking off drones. Okay, this is just silly. Crazy Terran Archon mode players. Still trying to get damage done here. Anyways, what was I going to say? I got to shout out the next week's ICYFAR, guys. I haven't been doing it much today. So if you're watching on YouTube, remember, if you want to look at the up-to-date ICYFAR challenge, go ! ICYFAR in my Twitch chat. You can do it even when I'm offline. My Nightbot never sleeps. It's called a Nightbot for a reason. It's because it's there, ready to serve, milady, just like an honorable knight would be. So, serve you with ICYFAR challenges, apparently. The challenge is about tree fiddy. You are, of course, only allowed to harass in the upcoming challenge with 350 minerals worth of units. Now, if it's not exact, we'll be quite forgiving, I guess. But do try to make it exactly that. The other way you can do it is you can do 3 full-strength units and a half hit point unit, or 3 units and a unit that is about half as strong. So 3 roaches and a zergling, 3 marauders and a marine, so on and so forth. You guys can figure it out. Send me in some funny shit. You can do whatever you want in main engagement settings and in main engagement battles. But other than that, harassment, anytime you're doing a little drop or anything, 350 minerals. About tree fiddy. So 5 marines in a medivac. This here, that medivac on its own, if it didn't have this other one, that's exactly 350 minerals. Yeah, there's 100 gas. We're just counting the minerals. The Banshees coming forward on the right-hand side. They catch a few Queens out in the open, and they are going to cloak and see if they can do something. The creep is spreading way too far across this map right now. And I think the Terrans needed to be a little bit more focused on the harassment. I think they needed to do a bit more momentum, because this creep is actually just out of control now. I don't know if this is going to do it, guys. The Terrans have good macro, they've got a good economy, they've got a good supply. It's just, how do they ever get in on top of the Zerg? The Zerg has no banelings right now. But these Banshees aren't doing shit. Oh no, like, yeah, there's no, and I feel like if the Terran had a Raven and could push out now and just start clearing creep, I'd be more okay with it. 2-2 combat shields is almost done. Or combat shields is almost done, sorry. 2-2 is on the way. 4th command's in a good build on location. The Banshees are slowly clearing creep on the right-hand side. We've got a gigantic ball. Is this pure bio? Okay, there are 3 Widow Mines building at a time. Drilling Claws has been forgotten. Oh, Dr. Ryan, or whoever it is macroing on the southern side, has forgotten Drilling Claws. The most important upgrade in the game. The Banshees. Clock! Clock, 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 clock. Okay, I think the Marines came to intercept the mutas to save the Banshees. Unfortunately, the medivacs fly into the mutas and end up getting killed. So a great pick-off for the Zerg side there. Ooh, get the Queens! Get the Queens! Get the Queens! Go! Stim! Another stim! These Marines should win this fight. Oh no, bad micro from the Terran. Bad micro. A bit too slow on the second stim. And I think he's taken too long. I think those Marines needed to go deep. These units aren't even coming over to support. If he got every Queen there, that would have been huge. Ah, damn. Missed opportunity here for our Terran side. They really need to put a dent in this Zerg. If they don't do it soon, they're in trouble. Now, where are the Overseers? Oh my god, the Overseers aren't with the army right now? Okay, there we go. One Overseer does finally come down. How are these two Banshees still alive? So what we see here, whoever's controlling the Queens doesn't seem to understand how to move an Overseer with those Queens. And it's allowing those Banshees to be much better than they should. Who's in charge of these Queens? Bring the Overseer on your control group, goddammit. Oh, those banelings almost got a hit. Oh, more banes, more banes, more banes. Oh my god, massive baneling hits on these Marines. They're just too deep on creep. A great hold here from the Zerg. The Mutas finally decide to come and join in here as well. Looking at the way the Zerg's defending, you really get the feeling that this is a committee. Like, there's just something where you're watching... You're like, why were the Mutas not there like 2 minutes earlier? Why are the Overseers not with the Queens? Why did the banelings come in so slow? Why didn't the other units rally straight to the fight? And you realize that everyone's so careful about not stepping on each other's toes that they're dropping the ball a little bit in these engagements where I'm like, can't the Zerg just crush this engagement? I'm like, why are they not? And it's like, well, they're clearly all, oh no, that's your quadrant. This is my quadrant. You have the banelings, I have the Zerglings, you have the Overseer, I've got the Queens. I'm like, guys, just fucking give most of the army to one player. And then let the other ones control very small run-bys and very small pieces of harassment. You don't want to split the main army into like 3 players' hands. Or they're like, do we go? It's like, oh, good Widowmine shots. Good Widowmine shots. There's still not enough Marines here. Kind of spread out and stuff. The creep is still absolutely insane. These mutas could run in and just kill shit. This muta player being very careful here. The mutas can just kill those widow mines. If you clump up and then target it, you'll kill it before it fires. Banelings on the left are starting to take worse and worse trades, but there is 87 drones up, which is very sick. I would say this is reminiscent of an old Heart of the Swarm TvZ, except for the fact that the Zerg creep is so much more dominant than it would have been back in Heart of the Swarm, right? Spreads so much faster in this game. And the massive queens and the queen control is just out of this world. Alright, gonna pick off some Widow Mines with the Mutts. We got a little Marine squad clearing a bit of creep. There's still one dirty tumor there. Whoa, Ling Bane, looking for the Marines! Oh my god, the Marines aren't stimmed! Oh no, the Marine micro. The players have been really struggling to stim with these Marines. I feel like there aren't many Terran players on this southern team. They're doing some great stuff, but the Zerg just seems to be in the more powerful position right now. Ooh, the Infestors go down. That's good. These Thors, of course. Ooh, big threat. Big threat Thors. Do get some big hits on those Mutts. One medivac decides it doesn't really want to survive much longer. Another Widowmine shot there as well. Oh, what do we got? Oh, that's a nice Marine run by. Gonna do some good trading. Slow down the economy a little bit. Yeah, I got 6 drones. Not bad. The Lings do clean that up, but... yeah, I feel like we just need crazy Widowmine production. Like, if I was the Terran side, I would just be like, Widowmine, and just be spreading bio forward on this side and towards that Watchtower. And I feel like you need to get these Watchtowers off the Zerg. If you can get the Watchtowers off the Zerg and spread Widowmines everywhere, like, you'll be okay. But right now, I mean, the economy of the Terran has been untouched. But the Terran needs to get out to this gold base, needs a 5th. This tumor is still alive somehow. Oh, that's so irritating. Hey, look at this. This Ghost's like just sniping queens. He's just sniping queens like a boss. So the Ghost transition is underway. Ghosts are very good units against light. And they also, of course, can snipe big units like Ultras very well. We've got 1 nuke out. So this guy's going to run forward and try to nuke. The problem is that Overseer is right there. Oh, it doesn't quite see it. Doesn't quite see it. Oh, there's still a Banshee from earlier. How are these Banshees still alive? Creates a distraction. And a nuke goes down. Now there's 4 players looking for this nuke. Surely you're going to find it. Surely you're going to pull away. Oh my god! No! No! Oh my god. Oh god, I just caught the creep queens at the same time. Pushes down the left and the middle. Oh, Marine squad's just darting onto creep right now. Very ambitious. The banelings come in and say, how about a nice tall glass of acid on your face, dickhead? How dare you run a ball of Marines that deep on creep? The way the Terran's trying to counterattack is just... I really feel it's got to be about just spreading Widow Mines and spreading your units out. You can't be running this deep on creep in a clump. Even small numbers of banelings are just such a problem right now. There's still tumors everywhere. Oh, man. I normally don't say a raven's a good idea, but at this point I'm like, shit, man, you should probably make a raven. I don't know, dude. Oh, did they just burrow to dodge a widow mine? I think they did. That's some Archon mode shit right there. Alright, so there's mutas dancing over on the right-hand side with the bio ghost. Oh, Fungal's the widow mine, but the Zerglings didn't engage. The widow mine pulls back, the bio comes forward. The widow mine saves itself for now. Gold base is trying to be established. There's just creep everywhere. Still, you gotta get rid of this fucking creep tumor. But there's no scans. This is a real big problem for our Terran side, is there's just no scans left. There's not enough energy to get rid of all this creep. Can't get this gold base down. Now, the Zerg player, I think, is at a bit of a loss of what to do next, though, right? I mean, there's such a big mutaflock. But they need to... why aren't they flying around the flanks? Like, they need to be going and hitting the core of the Terran. Like, we're letting the game go to... Oh! The ghosts come forward and they snipe. They snipe the infestors. And look at that. Oh, manual detonates. Manual detonates. No, you gotta get micro on top. Here. Oh my god, the banelings are actually... Like, as the ghosts killed the banelings, the baneling splash killed 1 or 2 ghosts there. It doesn't have enough energy, though, for many snipes. So they're all going to reveal themselves. Kills an ultra. But suddenly the baneling's like, yeah, we can see you now. But, you know what? 2 ghosts. Take 1 for the team. Manual detonate. Do it. Okay, gets off every single ghost. Banelings. Banelings deep on creep. Oh, he's going to nuke. Oh my god, we're going to nuke there. There's another nuke landing there from another ghost. Okay, the nukes is where things are going to start to potentially. When nukes the queen and the 2 ultras, gets them deep in the orange. Of course, a nuke cannot kill an ultralisk, even when it lands right on top. Ultras have too many hit points. The muta's there, doing big damage on the gold mineral line. Still 70 SCVs though, so it's okay. Do we have any nukes landing right now? I don't think so. So 5 ghost academies though. 5 nukes building at a time. We've got ghosts hanging out. At this point, you could even start shift clicking them on drones a little bit, just because they're a kind of nasty cloaked unit to deal with. We've got infestors. We've got Ling Bane. We've got mutas coming out. Widowmine on the left-hand side does fire. Just damages those units a little bit. We've got Thors and a planetary here. Squatter Bio is nearby. So even though the ultras look like they're taking a good engagement at first, 2 ultras fall quickly after. And a nice snipe for the punish. One of those ultras barely escapes. We've got to watch out for the fungal though. Here comes the infestor. That infestor would love to punish this bio. Nope. It's just gonna... He stands there. He gives the finger. Snipe goes down. I think it hits one of the overseers there. This tumor is triggering me so hard right now, guys. He's gonna scan here. But the thing is, you have to chop the head off the tumor. Oh no! Oh my god, the mutas! The mutas! Who's in charge of that? Who was that? Bad. Lots of mutas just went down. You know what? Does actually keep a lot of them alive. Loses about 8 or 10 mutas there. Could have been worse. The only thing worse than that engage would be continuing to commit to that engage, so not too bad. This bio is looking for the head of the creep, doesn't realize it's so far down there. Scans going forward, but the problem is there's just not enough scans. Desperately needs more orbitals, does this Terran side. Trying to build command centers now. Double nuke gonna go down. Finds at least one of the ghosts. Where's the other one? Oh, gets that one too. Both of them do go down. There's another ghost here. Too close to the spore crawler. Queued it up from too close. It walked into range. Oh, 3 nukes and 3 ghosts going down. These mutas continue to be annoying. Look at this. This creep tumor is still working its way forward. We've got another nuke coming down. This time from the right-hand side a little bit. Now, they know where it is, I think. But can they find it? I think that nuke may have a better chance. He's looking around here. Pulls away. Good pullback here on the Zerg side. And a big nuke does land. All right, we've got the mutas on the right-hand side as well. We've got Marines, a Thor, some Widow Mines there. Banelings, Ultras coming forward. Oh, Fungaloo. Oh, Fungaloo does catch him, but watch the Banelings roll into the Widow Mines. Nope. Good pullback from the Zerg side. All right, the mutas are going to... Oh, big Widow Mine plus Thor Splash. Oh, my God. So what are we going mass infested now? I feel like this is the point where Ultra Ling Bane just swinging in could win the game. There's been a big bank advantage for a long time, but you're not going to be able to win this super long game because the Terran's going to be more efficient with like ghosts and stuff and nukes. Obviously, if you keep catching the nukes, they're inefficient, but it just takes a few efficient ones that actually land to It'll work. Oh my god, the bio just stutter stepped into the banelings. Oh my god. That's a pretty healthy trade there for the Zerg. Mutas catch some stuff in the middle at the same time. Force down the right-hand side, but I feel like Ultraling Bane's got to start denying. Maybe not this base, since this base was up quite early, but that gold base or that bottom right, you know, start attacking from multiple angles and taking advantage of the Terran when they're spread out. EMPs land on some of these, but you know what? There's an Overseer and Ultras. They get the punish. Oh, those ghosts went a little bit too deep. There is a nuke landing on this expansion. The Vikings are coming forward. Ooh, Widowmine plus Vikings is actually going to take out every Overseer there. Oh, the nuke lands. Does get 6 drones. It wasn't centered on the hatch, but it does get some good damage. Bio on the right is in trouble. Oh, they get surrounded. The medivacs, if they boost out, they can save something, but looks like here we go. Yeah, the medivacs are going to try and boost out. We've got another nuke on top of the army. The Vikings flying around here. Still, that tumor triggering me incredibly. It goes down! Yes! Thank fucking God. I was like, the creep's finally been pushed back to the halfway mark, and that tumor was still there. I was like, ah, get rid of it. Okay, okay. No fungal energy. Most of the Overseers have died. All the Overseers have been getting killed, so this nuke's going to land. Don't fly the Vikings into it. Okay, most of the drones do pull away. Still, though, the hatch falls. Some of them go down. The Mutas find an undefended expansion in the bottom right. 2 Marauders stim over here. Oh, there's Thors. Okay, the Thors will be able to deal with this, but the Muta's doing a lot of damage. Ooh, the mineral count of the Terran getting very low here. Those Mutas got an amazing trade. Yeah, a few of them go down. That's absolutely acceptable, though. And nice snipe to finish off that Overseer. We've got a defensive nuke on these Ultras saying, oh, shit. I don't think that nuke's going to help us, but snipes and just fight and repair. Maybe. The Planetary goes down. The Vikings land. Oh, this is very much old school. This is this is Heart of the Swarm intro video levels. We just saw 7 Vikings land on 3 Ultras and do literally no damage to it. Thankfully, this ghost does pick off 1 Ultra on the retreat. So far, units lost tab. It's actually slightly in favor of Terran. But of course, the Zerg mining more this whole time, has had more bases, and has really lowered that SCV count. These Ultras come in, but they were very low on hit points. They do end up falling. It's a bit of a push here across the map here. That's a lot of Infestors. There's not a lot of generic armies. Oh my god, there's the Infestors! This is why you never run around Infestors. If you get to that many Infestors, you're meant to only run them around in the squad of at most 4 or 5. The rest are meant to stay in reserve, specifically because of that. You present a big target for EMPs. Where is the ground army right now? The Mutas and Ultras are hitting the bottom right-hand side. Those Infestors need to get out of there. Who's in charge of these Infestors? Get them the fuck home. Run! Run! These Infestors need to leave. Oh my god. Get them out. Let them regen energy. Keep them alive. They're a renewable resource. They run into the nuke. Oh my god. 19 drones going down. But you know what? All the expansions of Terran are getting routed right now as well. That's too many Ultras and Mutas on the other side. I think the Zerg player's done it. More Ling Ultra coming out. This base in the top left still mining a tiny bit. This base on the right still mining a good amount. The Terran player. Oh no, the Spine, the Spore, the Overseer do take out that Ghost. This squad moving forward. At the same time, the Ultras start to breach the wall. I mean, the depots have raised, but there's just no firepower behind it. No libs, which is really what's needed against these Ultras. Ling Bane, Ultra running in on the front at the same time. There's not a lot of Marines there. That Ultra just chowing down on this army. He says, I love that Terran chowder. Give me that. Give me that Overgrowth Terran chowder. Old school style. This Ultra is going to mess up these Thors, or at least one of them. And there's only a few units left. A big Remax of Ultras comes out. At the same time, the Ultras and Mutas have breached the production. A squad of Marines and Marauders are like, oi, get away from our production. They're trying to kite, but they will slowly run out of stim and run out of hit points. Good micro so far from the Terran, but unable to do it here. And another nuke goes down in desperation. Has actually dropped that Ghost in the back door. And you know what they say. You slide in some Marauders from the front door, a Ghost in the back door, and a nuke to damage some stuff, but not actually kill anything. Looks like our Zerg players have managed to take this one out. I think it was the early creep spread. You know, I really think the Terrans needed to be a bit more aggro with their harassment. Because you can split those Hellions up and hit multiple mineral lines. You know, maybe could have dived past the Queens early. But I think you've got to start either killing the Queens or running past and hitting worker lines nonstop to take advantage of your 4 players, right? And you can't just let them creep across the middle of the map like that. Otherwise, they will get out of control. And that game was disgusting. That was grossly out of control. So GG, well played. And thank you guys for sending me that incredible Archon mode madness. GG, well played.